Starting a new project, a 1938 Philco 38-9. Ouch! Welcome back, everybody. We'll start another series. This is a Philco 38-9. It's in a T-type cabinet. There's been several models, the 38, 7, 8, 9. I think the 7 and the 8 have a shadow box, and this one does not have a shadow box. This one has the fine tune and then the coarse tune, the on-off switch, and then the tone controls. 2-band, and this is the volume control, of course. You can see here, got a little divot out of the cabinet. I think the cabinet will clean up nice, may be able to repair this, touch this up a little bit, and not have to really do a whole lot to the cabinet. The dial is in pretty good shape. Let me get a better picture of that. You can see the dial. You can see the cities listed. It's in pretty good shape. And I was looking up here, music, news, drama, comedy, sports, and education. Looks like a picture of a world here. Zoom back just a little bit. There's where I was talking about music, news, drama, comedy, sports, and education. You can see this end. It's a little dirty. Looks like something has been set on top as usual. The other end, oh, it's a heavy. This is about 17 inches long and 9 inches deep, and it's at least a foot high, I would say. But here we go. Let me get a look in the back for you. It's really hard to get this all in a screen. It's large. This is, I picked this up locally in a local antique shop 2-3 years ago for $25. As you can tell from the cord, I think these were stripped off to test. I think somebody's been troubleshooting in it, and this is not a good sign that this cover is off because the screws are still in it. So that tells me someone intentionally took it off to do some checks. So that being said, we either got a bad, and it's still not, but the fact that somebody didn't pursue fixing this tells me that either the speaker coil or the output transformer could be bad. But we'll see as we troubleshoot this. The layout of the radio inside. The rectifier is a 5Y4G. The detector oscillator is the 6A8G. The first audio is 6K5G. Second detector AVC is the 6J5G. And the first IF is, or just the IF, is the 6K7G. And this is the rectifier. Of course, here's the transformer. This is bare copper wire, but it goes over here to the antenna, so I don't think that really means anything at this point. Let me see if I can get down low where you can see a little better. But looks like all the tubes are in there. Looks like everything is working, and looks like someone may have worked on it named Walker Payne, or they may have owned it at one time. So some more pencil writing. Let's see if we can get back in the cabinet a little bit. There's the labels. Philco model 38-9, which probably made in 37, designed in 37, built for the 38 models. There's the typical blue 38-9. So the speaker cone looks pretty decent from here, but we'll be able to tell a little bit more. But we'll have to take this apart and look underneath it, see how much damage someone's done. But if we got a bad speaker, speaker coil, we'll have to worry about that when the time comes, or the transformer, output transformer. We can probably get by fairly easy by replacing the output transformer. And but we'll know more when we take this apart. Okay, let's go ahead and start taking some knobs off. They seem to be coming off pretty easy. There's no set screws or anything like that. Let's note that the volume control is shaped different. It's more of a little top hat, whereas the others are like the standard Philco. Now these got the D-shaped with the compression spring in it, and then this center one on the tuner looks normal. Of course, it's marked with white. And then, ooh, yeah, it's coming off. It's coming off slowly but surely. These things get rusty over time, but I'd rather these be a little tight than loose. Fixing to come off. All right. These have a tendency to break sometimes, so especially on the band switch ones. Let's put these in a good container. And let's flip this thing on its back and see if we can get the screws out. Okay. It's kind of unusual. All 4 screws and all the knobs are together, so are in it. That's kind of unusual. These typically get lost as people work on them, so we may have one that hadn't been worked on a whole lot. But I'm just going to take these out, use a nut driver, and drop these things out. All right, I've got these out, and they have rubber grommets in it for suspension. So, and these will have to be replaced. As you can see a little better there. Okay, it's got these corner bumpers. They're pretty pliable too here, but everything's kind of seemed to be stuck down. Let's see if we can't get rid of some of this junk in our way, like this wire. It's just a piece of wire. I think it was an antenna wire. That was a nice one, wasn't it? With good 2 feet. All right. We can get rid of some of this power cord here. Get it out of the way. And see if we can't loosen some of this by prying up on those rubber grommets. Feels like it may be in the front. Let me do this off camera. Sorry I didn't record that, but those grommets were stuck so bad that I had to take and turn the whole cabinet upside down and push a screwdriver down to get it to drop. And then I was able to manipulate it out. So let's go ahead and take the speaker out, and then we'll look under the undercarriage. I caught a glimpse under there, but I haven't looked extensively there. Okay, about got the speaker out. There are held in also with some fiber washers. One of them came off. The other three are attached to the speaker, so I need to make sure I get those off so that I don't lose them in the transit. Yeah, let's see if we can get this off without doing any more damage than we have to. Worst thing you can do is push those screws back through the speaker, and that happens. So, see if I can get that. I think that fiber washer is holding that one on. It's on pretty tight. Alright, I think that should loosen that up. I'm sorry if I'm in the way, but breaking in a new camera, man. So let's see what we got here. This is dirt here. I'm gonna take all this stuff out and blow it off. This feels like it's in pretty good shape. So, you know what the first rule is? Get you a cover and put over that. First I'm going to blow it out, but then I'm going to get it protected. Okay, I blew it off. And now I'm going to wipe it off with some wipes. COVID has affected our Clorox wipe inventory, especially early on. Alright, now I've told y'all, when you got a cover for a speaker, to save it when you're done with it, because you're going to run into another situation where you can use it. Well, y'all didn't listen to me, so apparently we're going to have to make another one, which is not a big deal, but y'all going to have to listen to me, okay? Now, as soon as I make this one, I'll look around and I'll probably find it. So, here we go. Okay, got another cover made, so that's protected now. And so I'm going to get those wipes now and just do a good wipe down just to keep my hands clean and kind of sanitize a little bit. Not really worried about all the germs or what have you. I did notice something. That's not good. The grid cap is loose. So hopefully the wire, the tube is good and the wire is long enough that we can fix that. Okay, the wife has informed me that we're down to 2 wipes. So I didn't get into her stash of wipes. We'll have to get some more a little later, I guess. But what I'm going to do is I've got a little bit of Dawn dishwashing liquid in hot water. And I'm going to take little strips of paper towel and probably take a hemostat like this and dip it and then wipe it off a little bit like that, and you know, cut some of the grease off of it, and then dry it off real good, and that should all I need to do is knock that over, right? But that should do just as good as my Clorox wipes for now. Let's see what you think about that. I think that'll work. Clean the speaker up a little bit, and while we're here, this terminal and this terminal is the primary of the output transformer, and according to the schematic should be about 400 ohms or so. Let's check that while we're here. Check that while we're here. Remember, we suspected that somebody had already been doing some testing, getting an initial reading up in the meg ohms, but it's pretty much openish. So from this terminal goes around to the speaker coil, and here's the other one on the speaker coil. So from this point to this point should be let's see it. The schematic says it should be about 1140 ohms. So let's check that. There's like 1200 ohms or so. So the speaker coil, I think, is good, and the output transformer is bad. Not a showstopper, but there you go. Let's check the secondary and see. And it's showing like 0.8. It says the secondary is good. So we'll either have to replace that or repair that. But we won't worry about that right now. We'll move on and keep on cleaning. Okay, boys and girls. Yeah, I told you every day I learn something. But I'm still not sure that I know what's going on yet, but we'll see if we can't figure this out together. You know, we just ohmed that out, and it appeared to be open. All right. So tell me why that's working. Okay, let's check this bad boy again. And we are now looking at around 1500 ohms. Checking around with some guys, Don, one of them. What we believe may be happening is that even though the transformer may be open, it's still passing the AC through the coils. So I believe we may have a loose connection, and it's probably down in here from corrosion or something. And the putting on the meters, the analog meters and everything like that, kind of welded it, and we still have some resistance. What I am going to do is I am going to come here and clean these connections up and resolder and see if we get any different results. Otherwise, I think we're going to have to replace this. Let's run a little experiment, shall we? Let's check this transformer again and see. Now it's showing 4K, and this is something I have experienced before. We're at 4.7K. It changes, so apparently there's something in the connection. So let's do a little. Let's remember at 4.7K. Remember that? All right, let's put a little zap across it using 9-volt battery and see what we do. I can hear it pop. Not as good as I thought it would, but let's see if it done anything. Now it's back to 1500 ohms, 1.5K, 1.6K or so. So I don't know. I think we've got some sort of internal thing going on with the windings and probably the connections. And so I don't know that we're going to do any good with it or anything like that, but we can try it and repair it or replace it later. So 1.3K. So I suspect that the wiring inside is corroded and it's has lost some of its resistance, or increased some of its resistance. Okay, the cap of this 6A8 is loose. What we're going to do is clean this up, clean the connections, glue this back on, and then solder the top back on. If you can see here, this is a cardboard capacitor. This is a dual capacitor. I can't see exactly. There's another electrolytic supposed to be right here. So that has been removed. So we know that someone has been underneath. So let's flip it over and see if what kind of work has been done on that. Okay, the most obvious thing is the electrolytics that it was in this can here is now been replaced here. That's a 10 microfarad, and this is a, yikes. I'll probably tear it up, so it don't matter. We're going to replace them anyway. This is a 16 microfarads. So we know that's been replaced. We've got one capacitor block. That's on the AC side of it, so we'll have to replace that with some safety caps. The wax capacitors, maybe this one has been changed. Not really sure. Here's the 10 ohm resistor. It's still in circuit. Big dog bone resistor, power resistor or so. This is the capacitors in the tone circuit here. Or no, actually it's into the volume circuit there. But everything else looks original in here, other than that electrolytic. So I think a recap, and of course we need to, we'll go through here and we'll check transformer, IF cans, and things like that. So let's flip up here and go ahead and repair that tube and disassemble the tubes and everything so that we can get really down and dirty down in here and test to see if we've got a lot of damage with the coils and things like that. Okay, I've cleaned all this off with alcohol, dried it up good. I have desoldered the top, and I have fitted to see if the wire is going to be long enough. And I think you can see that the wire is just coming out the top. So if we get a good fit and a good solder, it's possible we could recover this. Now, what I'm going to use is this Loctite stick and seal extreme conditions, and it's a good glue, and it'll stick to glass. So I'm going to load this up with some of this, and then I'm going to try and solder that on. And we'll do it in real time, perhaps. This is a gel, and we can wipe the excess off. It's a gel, and let's see if we can get up in there and get the, I can see the wire. So let's see if we can get a solder on it. I don't think I can solder with that glue. So make sure we get the wire heated between the wire and the cap itself, because that's important. You want the solder to flow. You don't want to push it. Let's look at that. We'll let that sit for a few minutes, and then I'll wipe off some of this excess. And it's really not going to hurt anything if it just stays just like that. So maybe I'll just leave it like that. Okay, I've warmed up the old Hickok 752 Alpha. Got the 6A8 is a Pinto, so the first setup, the minimum is 300. And of course, we got my S4, and we're looking. It's about 450. So let's read. Okay, the next is 7250, 7250, 64, 64, 83. The bias is set on 22. Multipliers times 1. And this is the oscillator section. We should mash S5, and it should show around 225, which there's 250 there. So let's hit S5. Oh yeah, and that shows good tube. So I think we're gonna be okay with this. Went under here and did a little housekeeping. I took the power cord out. Went ahead and unwired the, well, I actually just clipped them out. Going to the speaker to get that out of the way. We'll address that later. I just clipped this capacitor just so I could look at the pins, identify the pins and the components going to it. I did knock that little bowl of water over on my mat, but that was a good thing because I cleared it off and wiped it all down, and now I got a real good clean surface for the time being. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to come back up here and probably come after these tubes here. Go ahead and just remove them, clean them up, identify those, and work on the chassis a little bit, cleaning it up and getting it in the shape and everything like that. Folks, you might want to pry up on the bases because the glue goes bad after so many years. That's a tongue sole. This is the rectifier tube, so that's been replaced. So anyway, hey, just an update. I've talked to Michael from That Tube Sound this week. He's doing well. He had the virus back in August, mild case, bounced right back, lost his sense of smell a little bit, but he's back in full force, doing a lot of radio work. But you remember, he does it for folks, and they pay him. So he apologizes. He misses doing the videos, and but as anybody that does these videos know, it slows you down. So he's just getting those radios out and turning those around. But don't be surprised if you won't see a video in the near future or so. And Doug and Sky Carl, I hit him up plugging that y'all's interview and put him onto that. Maybe he'll take you guys up on an interview on a live chat there, which is a good thing. All right, I'm probably going to do all this stuff off camera because cleaning a chassis is not probably one of the things you guys want to look at. But I wanted to give y'all an update about Michael. Okay, we're going to end this one right here. It's running a little bit long, but the good part about that is I've already got a lot of part 2 already shot. So I want to thank all my subscribers, and if you're watching for the first time, please hit the subscribe button or the like button. Leave comments. I love to read your comments. I love to answer every one of them. So, from Larry, from the hills of Tennessee, thanks for watching.